Sometimes we don't do what we know we should do. For fear of being embarrassed, we ignore what's true. That fortune favors the bold, that with risk comes reward. Failure is not embarrassment, it's simply a double-edged sword. When we began raising money for Framework, this company right here that you're looking at, we were petrified. And we decided to go to family and friends, but constantly found ourselves afraid to ask for the money. Questions ranged from, what if it fails, to what if I can't pay people their money back? What we realized more than anything was that we were afraid we'd be an embarrassment, that we couldn't get a company up and running, generating revenue, and ultimately profitable. That fear of embarrassment stopped us in our tracks and took up mental energy that could have been spent on building the actual business and pulling the trigger on soliciting investors. We found that the most overarching reason that entrepreneurs don't take the leaps of faith to ask investors outright for the money, to launch their marketing campaigns, to relaunch their marketing campaigns, to follow up with sales leads is more shame and embarrassment. We're often afraid of a no, so we don't press enough, not recognizing that within a no is an opportunity to evaluate, refine, and redeliver stronger and better than before. We allow embarrassment under this guise of fearing failure to impact us in so many ways, so much so that we don't put our ideas out there. We overanalyze, or worse, we believe so strongly in ourselves that we don't listen to outside counsel and excuse any pushback as people just not getting it. So how do we get over that fear of embarrassment? How do we look at failure and turn it into an opportunity to grow beyond the barriers that we've boxed ourselves into? We focus on the big picture. Failure and the embarrassment associated with it is the little picture. It's small in the scheme of things. By focusing on the big picture, you place your thoughts about failure in perspective. The first step in this process is to run mental scenarios. What are all the possible ways that making the decision you desire to make could end up? The key here is to get your brain used to any particular situation, how long it would take that situation to pan out. What are the possible reactions that you could respond with to navigate? Once you've run those scenarios, you can create full context of the situation, which provides you with, the bigger picture of the decision at hand and how it relates to the system of each of your decisions. Now, once you've created full context, you'll need to define failure. What does it look like from an objective sense in terms of economics, productivity, and speed of completing the task at hand? It helps to look at defining failure subjectively as well. What impacts does it have on morale, the ability of yourself or other team members to bounce back, etc.? After you've defined failure, it's time to move forward with your decision. Approach it and respond according to what you've designed. The odds are that you'll learn a tremendous amount, and you'll begin to get used to making decisions out of a place that leads you to success. And what that does is it adds more situational data to your life, so you know how to adapt better. You'll be able to process situations based on outcomes and design ways to mitigate failure. Ultimately, this is meant to improve your confidence as you navigate decisions with improved foresight, quickness, and responsiveness. But to view this process step by step, just close out of the video, view the checklist, and begin framing your future without a fear of failure.